All right, guys, so this is example 2 in section 9.6. So if you haven't watched the first example, please watch that before you watch this. It's in the other video. So in this example, it's a word problem, and we have to create a function to model this word problem. So it says 2 people swing jump ropes as shown in the diagram. In my days, we used to call this double dutch. The highest point of the middle of each rope is 75 inches, so it goes up to 75 inches, and the lowest point is 3 inches. Okay, so it never reaches the ground. Okay, so I'm just going to tally these. High is 75 inches, and then low is 3 inches. Okay, the rope makes 2 revolutions per second. 2 revolutions per second. Write a model for the height of the rope as a function with t time in seconds that the rope is the lowest point when t equals 0. All right, so knowing that the high is 75 and the low is 3, we can find the midline because the midline is going to be right here in between. Okay, so to find the midline, we're basically going to find the point in between these, which is the average. Okay, so that's 78 over 2, which is 39 inches. Okay, so the midline is y equals 39. Okay, all right, now we can use the fact that we know 2 revolutions per second. So 1 revolution would be 1 period, because after the rope goes around once, it's going to keep going and keep going and keep going. So if there's 2 revolutions per second, and we want this function of time, which is in seconds, so that means each revolution happens in a half a second. So our period is going to be a half a second. Okay. Now we can find our altitude. So our altitude would be how far it is from 39 to 3, or from 79 or 75 to 39. So the altitude is going to be 75 minus 39, which is 36. Okay, so my altitude is 36. All right, so let's find my b value. Okay, so we know 2 pi over b is how we get my period, and I know that my period is 1/2. Okay, from here, I can cross multiply, so I get 4 pi equals b, which is exactly what I want. Okay, so we want to find this function right here. All right, so let me read this again. 2 people swing the rope. The highest point 75 and the lowest point is 3. The rope makes 2 revolutions per second. Write a model for the height h of a rope as a function of t, given that the rope is at its lowest point, this is what I was looking for here, when t equals 0. So at t equals 0, we're at the very bottom. Okay, so think of what the parent function of sine and cosine looks like. Okay, so the parent function of sine starts at the origin, goes up, down. The parent function of cosine starts at the top, goes down, and goes back up. Okay, well, we're starting at the very bottom, so we can write this as negative cosine, where it starts at the bottom, goes up, and goes down. So that's what we're going to do. So y equals, okay, we're going to use negative cosine, but first we want our altitude, which is 36. So negative 36 cosine. Now our b is 4 pi, so 4 pi, and we're doing as a function of t. Okay, and then our midline is 39 inches up, so plus 39. Here would be the equation to model this scenario.